What's up, my people? How do I begin this? First of all, when we talk about the things that you don't do and how they impact your life, both positive and negative, I imagine that by going off the thumbnail, or not the thumbnail, going off the title alone, you would have thought that I was saying, well, if you don't take action, nothing's going to happen. You're not going to get anywhere. And I mean, obviously, that's the truth. But also, there are things that you don't do that will have a positive effect on your life. Like, for example, if you don't eat unhealthy food within the first hour of being awake, your heart will thank you. Your heart benefits from something like that. If you if you don't drink coffee and you choose to replace it with water as any specific time, then you stand to benefit from that. If you don't choose to drink, you'll age more gracefully. All the benefits that come from not doing particular things. You know, if you don't have unprotected sex, then that lowers your chances of getting STDs, lowers your chances of getting KIDS. All right, one of the worst STDs of them all is a KIDS. All right, that thing. You know, if you don't buy into consumerism, then you have more money left over. All right, do you have more money to invest? Or like I was kind of talking about yesterday, if you don't spend all day scrolling on Facebook, then you got more time to do more worthwhile activities. So, just as important as it is to figure out what to do, I think it's equally, if not more important, to figure out what not to do. And I don't get to define that for you. You get to define that. And as that's what we would call the process of elimination. You know, it's good to cut off all of the fat before you even take action. It's good to just cut out a lot of what you don't want when you go into the planning process. So, yeah, before you go into or when you go into your journal, and as you go to plan your day, your week, your life, whatever, then I think it is very important to talk about what you don't want. That way, you limit your options, which is very good. It's actually a very uh, a great move in many instances to actually eliminate some of your options. Now, you don't want to make yourself, too limited, but um, I remember hearing this years ago, and I've definitely come to this conclusion as well. You have too many options, too much room to be overwhelmed. The more options you have, as you choose one, it never really seems like the right one. You'll always be looking over and say, maybe I should have done that. Maybe I should have. So that's why it's so important to make sure that you narrow it down, as best as you could, and leave yourself with plenty of options to choose from as far as things that you kind of resonate with. This is why I'm big on spending a lot of time to yourself, by yourself, making sure that your voice is the loudest. That way, you are more likely to gravitate towards things that turn you on. Uh, as opposed to what society would expect out of you, your parents, all of those things. Um, and so at my best, I structure my day around the things that I don't want to do, um, more times than not. So if uh, if I don't want to eat any sweets during the day, well then I just push it off towards the end of the day. If I want to be productive throughout the day, then I'll leave the play towards the end of the day. Or I would put the scrolling towards the end of the day. Now I'm just not going to scroll for real. I might scroll on YouTube, but scrolling on Facebook is actually pretty much dead to me right now. Now, if I go into a group, then I might scroll. I don't often go into groups, but if I go into groups, it's different. It's pretty much a set in stone subject matter. If it's a very specific type of group, other than that, I won't scroll. And the benefits of not scrolling is that you limit your exposure to just various types of stimuli, negative, positive, mystery. I don't know. So, just you want to be able to control that as much as possible. All right. That was what we spoke out against, on television, as far as television goes, and other things. There's other reasons why we speak out against television. But social media is, it might even be worse. It might be worse. You know, there was a point where when it comes to the television, they kind of cast it off as this couldn't work. Nobody's going to stare at a box. But when it came to social media, life has been, lived quite a bit. You got numbers, you got statistics, and now you got people who want to team up with casinos. How can we make this device or this platform as addictive as possible? So, when we talk about the things that you don't do, if you realize, if you can, yeah, if you can realize uh, all of the things that have been used to grab your attention, that's a great place to start. All right, so you say, all right, how can I eliminate these distractions? That's big. The less distractions you have, the more opportunity you have to be productive, the more time you have to, work to be productive. I mean, I can give you a list of A to Z, but it all comes down to you being productive, to you having more control over your mental health, more control over what you choose to do, because time does go by extremely fast. That's why it's very important to just cut out a lot of things that aren't going to help you on your journey. And so, with that being said, I'm gonna head out for now. Take care.